No, those
the big ones.
Okay.
Yeah, not this one. I think so. The weight of each one. Look at the serving size on the back.
Be'ezrat Hashem.
Like say Rishon before the Zimun. I mean before the Siyum.
If you're making the Siyum that day, you're making
Here that day.
not from the morning.
From the morning, yeah.
And the Siyum is at night?
No, like an hour later.
No, come on.
If it's, you're praying in the thing, not...
Why, you make Siyum in the morning?
Yeah, so.
At 6 o'clock when you made Siyum because they're making later?
They're ready to do the Siyum. One guy goes, no. Stop right now. I'll donate to that tomorrow and you'll finish tomorrow.
Now they're getting smart.
Yeah, that's the way it should be.
Okay.
That's what they did.
I was an SEJ.
So we got two
We're doing it at night. What's it gonna
So maybe.
do? Is he Hishem? Was it Hishem or Pubi? Moshe said, Pubi, take Hishem. Good morning, Mr.
Monday?
Maybe we should do it before sunset.
It's a Monday.
Yeah, he'd rather have sambusa and have Hishem. Okay. What's the schedule? The Siyum is at 8. We're going to pray Arbita 8 and Arbita 8 and the Siyum to follow. And we'll be out by 9. The question is, should we do the daf, the night daf before or after? It's not your problem. You do it in the morning. So we still have to resolve that issue. Good morning, Mr. Hanono. You're going to come?
Rabbi.
We're waiting to have you by the Siyum, Mr. Hanono.
I'd love to. I'm waiting for that moment too.
Tomorrow night. Okay. Be'ezrat Hashem. We're starting Daf Mem. Mishnah says on Lametet Amud Bet, Mi shehayu perotav. Where's my hand raised? I didn't raise my hand. Mi shehayu perotav be'ir acheret. Someone's who perot are in another town. Ve'irvu bene oto ha'ir lehavi etzlo or lavo etzlo. Right. So this guy, he lives in one town, and he has a warehouse in another town. The other town, say, is 4,000 amot away. So normally you can't travel from town to town, but if you make eruv tehumin, then you could go from town to town. Let's say it's like it's like from Camp Morris to the Four Corners. You need to make an eruv to get from one to the other, right? Guy has a thing here, and his no, it's Yom Tov. He has a warehouse over there, right? So the people living in the Four Corners, right? They made an eruv to come to Camp Morris, but the guy himself doesn't have an eruv. He's not going there. They're coming to him. They got to go here, Kiryat HaTorah and Shu, and he's not. He's staying where he is, right? מי שהיו פירותיו בעיר אחרת, וערבו בני אותו העיר, לבוא אצלו, right? לא יביאו אצלו, they can't bring in his פירות. Why? Because the פירות don't have an eruv. He doesn't have an eruv, so the פירות are out of his tehum.
Isn't he selling it?
No, he's doing. He has פירות stored over there. They want to bring him his פירות. They're not allowed because the פירות don't have an eruv. The perot are out of his tehum. Rashi.
I'm not clear on the case. Sorry.
Lo yaviu mi perotav. Ho'il vehu lo irev lisham. Since he didn't make an eruv to this, so the perot are technically out of the tehum.
He's where?
He's in town A. The perot are in town B here. He's in town A. The perot are here. His tehum ends right here in the middle of the page, right? So the people in this town, they made an eruv to come to his town. So they put their peanut butter right over here. Right? So they could walk, but his perot can't. The im irevu, but
it's for the object, it's for the distance.
You
goes with the men.
You have a techum, and your things have a techum. That's what we've been saying the whole time, right? The water, the salt, the clothes, the thing. You can't take it out of the home. So now the things weren't in his techum. So what's the status of those things?
Do a breakfast of it?
Did they get their own techum? Or are they out of the techum? That I don't know. Meaning, it didn't tell me in this Mishnah, could those guys carry him around over there?
Why not? Why wouldn't they be allowed to?
It's outside of my tichum. So why don't they get their own tichum? When does it start Shabbat being out of the tichum? So you can't go out of 4 amot? That's what you're thinking? The inanimate object, right? So this guy is over here, right? His stuff is over here out of his tichum. So how does it start Shabbat? Does it start Shabbat beep, right? It's the beeping from the beginning out of the tichum. You only have 4 amot. Or do you say because it's not in your tichum, it has its own 4 amot, its own 2,000 amot? I just can't bring it 4,000. If when something is out of the owner's tichum, it has nothing, or it has 2,000. You go. Let's say your father's in China. Yeah, your father's in China. You're home, right? You want to wear his raincoat. Now, according to you, you can't take it out of the door of the house.
But you can see from the Mishnah that they can carry because it says "V'yirvu b'nei ha'ir la'avi etzlo."
They can't. If you look in the Bach, look in the Bach. The Bach says, right? "Irvu b'nei oto ha'ir lavo etzlo lo yaviu lo miperotav." There's really no diuk according to that. You're right. It sounds like they can bring it around, but I thought based on the last couple of pages that it's obvious that he doesn't. It should have its own techum. So we saw who was the Shaila? Whose question was? Was Sefi and Shalom? Was Sefi and his father?
Shalom was in. It was raining. It's raining. So he went to his mother's house to take his father's coat. His father's in China or something, and now is he allowed to take his father's coat?
So what did Chamaliah say?
I don't know what Ezra says, but he did not.
He didn't take it. He was afraid because he's added to him. Your father's raincoat.
He didn't tell him that. He didn't know that his son is coming to pick up his raincoat before Shabbat. So now, Mr. Nakash, Eli Nakash is in China, and his coat is in Brooklyn, and his son wants to wear it.
Would have known, should have known, could have known. But
it's what is his clothing.
But he didn't do it.
Raincoat.
The question is,
No, where you are, read. What about the goods?
Maybe after he could say, I wanted to be connected. But I can't imagine that it's not connected to in Brooklyn.
Because yes, before Shabbat.
No, it's for sure his son could wear it. That's not an issue.
No, I mean, if it's the son's jacket and the son wants to, the father wants to.
Same thing. They don't understand.
I don't think.
Why wouldn't it be?
I'm not.
How's it different than the bucket?
No, let's say I go out of the tikkun.
Yeah, how's it different than the bucket? I don't understand.
Which
You said the
water?
shaliach yesterday. Pick up
The
jacket
water
and
doesn't belong to anybody.
It's not
Which
a
water? The
healthcare.
water of the Bnei Ha'ir.
Yeah, the Bnei Ha'ir.
The Bnei Ha'ir are in town. He's not in town.
He's not in town, but it's in the town. It's in the town. Who cares?
He's a part owner. If he can take it anytime he wants.
It's your father's coat.
I know, but he can take it anytime he wants.
Your father lets. He's not part owner.
No, but he can take it anytime he wants.
He's not a part owner.
But it's not 100%.
I give you a tip, you know.
This one is not a question that the father's going to let his son use it. It's not like you, Shalom.
He's been using it.
He hasn't been using it. It's sitting in his father's. The father wants to go.
He can go to the closet, put it on, and go. That's like it's not 100% the father. Maybe he has a.
But the truth is, we'll see. Let's see the rest of it. Let's see the rest of the page. Let's see the rest of the page. מי שהיו לו פירותיו בעיר אחרת, בעירבו בני אותו העיר, להביא אצלו מפירותיו, לא יביאו לו. אם עירב הוא, but if he made an עירוב, פירותיו כמוהו, then they become like him. I'll make a diuk from here. If he didn't make an eruv, the perot are not like him. The perot are like the town that they were in.
Wait, when he made it, what is this?
No, because now my perot are in my techum, right?
So
the perot are here.
You're saying only 2,000.
No, one second. The perot are here. He's over here. He can't get to his perot. So what's the techum of his perot? I'm saying the techum of where they are. Now that I made an eruv and I can get to the perot. So the perot are like me. Before that, the perot could go here and here.
In the middle of your book, 2,000 from him, 2,000 from the perot.
Yes.
The whole thing is 2,000.
No. There's 4,000.
So he made a move in mind to go to the perot.
The eruv is here.
So you can come and bring the perut over here.
Right. So the people from this town, they made an eruv to here so they could come to here. Right? He didn't. So they can't bring him his perot because his perot they're here. That's the chaura. When so you can't go. So they're making an eruv. Doesn't help the perot.
According to that, they can bring it to the middle.
Yeah. That's what I think. They could bring it to the middle. But if he goes to the middle, he could eat him in the middle.
They can use them.
He can eat him in the middle. Right? But when he makes in, so when he's not in the techum of his perot have which techum? Standard, 2,000 each way. But as soon as he makes an eruv to get to here, right? As soon as he makes an eruv to get to here, now the perot automatically they click into his techum.
But they can't go all the way down there.
But they lost
they
it.
could.
But they
Because
lost
if they're in my techum, because I made an eruv to come to the city, all of a sudden, all my stuff in that city comes mine. It goes with my techum.
But it can't go this way.
Can't go because it became mine.
But
It's like me.
You came in from the Mishnah that you can't bring it even to the middle.
Yeah, where's your deal?
I'll tell you because he's saying you can bring it to him. That's him.
It didn't say. It says.
Ah, it says you can't bring
Excuse
it
me.
to him.
It says exactly. Lo yaviu lo.
No, I mean that's the home. That's
No.
him. The middle is him.
Why does it say Moshe? Ve'irvu b'nei oto ha'ir lavi etzlo?
But it's
They
all-
can't bring it with the eruv.
The Akira Rabbi, they still in the middle.
No.
It's called it's slow.
No.
Right.
They have it.
No.
Right.
Nah.
Why
Because
not?
I don't need an eruv for that.
That's all slow. That's also it's slow.
Okay.
Is that it's slow? Can he come here?
That's not Etzlo. Etzlo is where he is.
But it's also it's slow. You can come here and take it.
That's not. I don't think.
Maybe you
that's what
can't
it
move it, but that's
Oh,
called it's slow.
that would be a solution.
But that's it's
is. It
slow.
would be a solution.
That is it's slow. What's wrong
Yes,
with
He
it?
doesn't want to. He doesn't want to walk.
That what's the difference?
Okay.
You cannot bring it at slow. That is slow, so you can't bring it. You can't move it.
I don't think so. Anyway, Perotav kamohu. I hear. I don't think so. The emirav who if he made an eruv Rashi lalechet sham Perotav kamohu mutal aviyam. New case. Mi shezimen etzlo orchim. Somebody invited guests. Rashi me'ir acheret from the other town. Right? V'yavo etzlo al yedei eruv. They're coming with the eruv. Lo yolichu biyadam manot. They can't take the leftovers home. Ela im ken zika lahem manotehem erev Yom Tov. Unless he was mezake for them from before Yom Tov.
That's exactly the case.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's not theirs.
If I'm over to your house, if you think I can't walk out, who cares?
You're going out of my tehom.
I'm eating food already. It's not longer yours. I'm eating it. It's in my mouth.
When did it become yours?
When I put it in my mouth.
Very good. When is that?
Yom Tov.
On Yom Tov. When it was
You can't put it-
tehom. Erev Yom Tov. Erev Yom Tov. It wasn't yours. So you could walk wherever you want, but in the tehom. You want to go home? It's out of the tehom. You can't take it.
So the tehum is based on the kak, not on me.
Who before Yom Tov, was it yours or was it mine?
It's the shuls.
Not yours,
I'm
mine.
asking you. I'm in the
Talking
shul.
about private, your neighbor.
And then,
Your
one second.
neighbor,
Let's
that's
say you like Sharetz Yom, but you don't live in Brooklyn. You walk. You made an eruv tehumim, and you walk from some
From
distant
Long Island.
place, from Long Island.
Okay,
Yeah,
whatever.
okay,
Okay.
great. So now you want to take Sharetz Yom kak back out of the tehum because you made an eruv. You can't. Sharetz Yom kak, Sharetz Yom tehum. B'nei ha'ir. My kak has my tehum. You made an eruv, so you could go out of the city's tehum. You could go out of my tehum. That's great. Eat my kak in the tehum. You can't take it out of the tehum. The only way is if I have a special bag. I say, this is for Joey.
Uber Eats.
Right? From before Shabbat. When you come, I'll say, here, Joe, this one I had for you from
Take it
before
from
Shabbat.
Shabbat.
Take it, go.
And then it's my tehum.
Then
Then
have
it
your
follows
tehum.
you.
Then we can't send it the other way. Every bag has to be labeled.
Yom Tov Eats.
Yom Tov.
Is this only for food?
Wait, but
What about like a sefer?
Same
Kelim,
thing.
sefer,
all the same. Misha zimenetz lo orchim lo yolichu biyadam mano. They can't take their doggy bags home. Elaim ken zikalahem manotehem.
Two different
Erev
areas.
Yom Tov.
The home is different.
Oh,
It's
right.
2,000 and more.
Misha zimenetz lo orchim meir acheret
There's no.
v'yavo etzlam al yodeh. Meir acheret from another town. V'yavo etzlo al yedei eruv, and they bring it in with an eruv. They're coming at the eruv. Lo yolichu le'achar seuda manot biyadam lebetam leseudat halayla. That Rashi is problematic. No.
Because money is only mechin.
no.
It's Hachanah, Sudat Halayla, the second day, the next night. It's Shabbat and it's Eruv Tavshilin. So L'chura Rashi L'shitato holds that you're allowed to carry even Shalul Tzorech Klal. Rashi holds that the Hillel holds Mitoch. Rashi says Afilu Shalul Tzorech Klal.
Right.
That's what Rashi holds. Rashi and the Rambam holds.
Why you say from here?
Because he says the Sudat
that's
Halayla, you're carrying for the night. The night is either Yom Tov Sheni or Chol or maybe Shabbat. Maybe Shabbat you can
Shabbat, then it will work.
Shabbat is okay.
It's 2 days.
There's 2 days is
Shabbat.
still a problem. You're allowed to carry for the second night.
No, but I'm taking it at night.
Why is it?
No.
Doesn't say that.
It's in the day.
Rabbi,
1 second.
He
Moshe,
wants to make a fourth case.
The guy. I invited you to my house for what? Well, you know why? Because Moshe is a boat. If you invite a guy for lunch, he stays until dinner.
Yeah.
No, you're going home for the night. You're going home for the night. Okay. Lo yolichu biyadam manot, ela im ken
It's a praise.
zika lahem. Ela im ken.
Not in 1990. It wasn't in 1990. Now that's
Ela im ken zika lahem manotehem erev yom tov. Rashi. Ela im ken zika lahem al yedei acher manotehem erev yom tov. שמסרם בעל הבית זה לאדם אחר במשיכה. ואמר לו זכה במנות הללו לפלוני ופלוני. תזכין לו לאדם שלו בפניו, והם שלהם מבעוד יום, they become like his, ללך כרגליהם. So yesterday Rabbi Kabani asked me, he says, I don't understand. He says, you have the shor shel fatam, right?
Yeah.
Shmuel said, shor shel fatam. Where was it?
you can take the corner, whatever.
Friday.
Here. On Lamed Chet. Shor shel fatam, hareu k'raglei kol adam. Did you tell the guy he has to be mizakeh?
That's selling.
Automatic.
Yeah.
So how come over here we can't say the same thing?
One is a sale. One is.
I invited guests. Why can't it be the guest?
They're gonna take back. Who said they're gonna take back?
Who said there's leftovers?
Those guys are coming to take and go. Those guys are not.
This is a guy selling.
Oh, maybe they're gonna take back. This is a given. The damage they know for sure they're gonna take back.
Rashi says the kivan de urchel is hune me'etmol, since it's normally to sell it. Me'etmol ukme bershute demand ati lemahar v'zavinu.
Which is not the same here.
Okay.
But
Itmar.
if in the case that we have now, if you know, like if like the mom of the house, she knows every time my kids come for the holidays, there's always leftovers they always want to take. So before the holiday starts, she doesn't have to name them, but she says this stuff is all hefker on the table for everyone that's coming for the meal.
You don't Could be.
Could be.
It depends if you hold. It depends if you hold hefker koneh hefker or not. Koneh
But
akovana.
anyway, you're giving it to them.
Yeah, but
What's
it's
the
hefker.
problem?
My friend.
Hefker is if you hold
I
hefker,
don't
it's
mean
not
it.
koneh.
It's like the board. It's like the board.
Tos for
Right. So that's it.
look into Tosfot. Ela im ken zika lahem tema. Lama li zika. Afilu birer chelek kol echad ve'echad nami. Midi dehave ashoel. De'amrinan le'el. Af al pi shelo netano lo ela biyom tov. Right? We said if the guy borrows, this is a similar question. The guy borrows, right? He comes, he says, David, can I borrow your plate? I want to borrow your plate. Sure. He didn't pick it up Erev Yom Tov. He comes on Yom Tov, he takes it back. It's okay because in your mind you gave it to him from before. So you didn't have to tell your wife here. Pick it up for what's his name?
We had that case, no?
Right.
Why
That's
is that a
Tosfot's question.
Why
So
is that a
why over here do I have to be Mizaki?
Because he came and he asked for it. I know that it's coming to pick up. I don't know again. Same
I
answer.
invited them.
You invited, but who said that he's gonna go to go? I didn't know the guy's gonna go take to go.
V'yesh lomar
Same thing.
b'shoel da'atet fe'akli me'orchim almanot. I guess that's what Moshe is saying. Now everybody takes a doggy bag. It's not so obvious.
Doggy bag is American thing. We never had this. It's not to go back.
As for-
Leave whatever it's Happy to go.
These people lived in the Middle East.
They have to go back.
They had the problem.
They have to go back. I'm back in the camel.
They didn't have money.
That's nothing left.
The doggy bag.
You calling it a doggy bag, it's already a problem.
All you can eat.
I want to eat a doggy bag.
Itmar, we learned. Hamafkid perot.
Leave something for Balabai that takes the whole pot.
Yeah.
Hamafkid perot etzel havero if somebody deposits fruits by his friend, Rav says, it's like the feet of the person who he gave it to, the person holding it. Shmuel Amar, it's like the owner. Right? I'm not sure why you're so sure, but let's see. Let's say Rav and Shmuel are following their opinions that we have someplace else. It's non. We learned the Mishnah in Hakones. Emechnis birshut ba'al he'chatzer chayav. Rabbi Omer le'olam eno chayav ad she'ikabel alav ba'al habayit lishmor. Rashi. Emechnis birshut shoro ve'kederotav uperotav le'chatzer chavero. Right? So I could put my stuff in your courtyard with permission or without permission. Let's say I come in and say, Paul, would you mind if I leave my cow in your yard? Sure, go ahead. Right? Or I put my kedero, or I put my perot in your yard. Baal Hatzer Chayav ben Nezikin. So the Tanakama says that by you saying that I could put it there, not only are you allowing me to put it there, but you're also being Mekabel Shemira.
You're responsible.
Accepting responsibility. Bereisha dahach matnitin bebaba kama dechi amar le'ul ul ve'imtar ka'amar. We say when you say come in, you mean come in, and I'm gonna be responsible. I'll watch it.
It's insured,
right? Lema. Right. So that can, and Rabbi says no. Rabbi says when you say come in, put it down if you like, but don't look at me. I'm not responsible. Right? Rabbi says, "Lo'olam eno hayav ad she'ikabel alav ba'al habayit lishmor." The Amarav Huna Amarav halacha kedevrei chachamim. Rav says the halacha is like the chachamim. Right? When you come in, it means come in. I'm responsible. Shmuel Amar halacha kerebi. I'm not responsible until I say I'm responsible. So what does that have to do with it? Look at Rashi. Lei mahach plukta dehacha ki hach azla. Mishum de amarav halacha kerabanan. Because Rav says halacha is like the chachamim. They kindly birshute leinyan shmira. If you're watching it, if by putting it in, I gave it to you to watch. So too, I want it to be in you. You're watching it. It should be in your tehum. But according to, and Shmuel is going to go like Rabbi. Rabbi says, I put it by you, but I'm still responsible. So therefore, it's my tichum still. Says in my tichum.
So why does it work with the common sense?
Why not?
So because Shmuel said what? It's like the mafkid, right?
Yeah.
So if you're not taking responsibility, why is it the mafkid?
The mafkid is the owner. Right. So we say, Leima Rav the Amar Kerabanan, the Shmuel the Amar Kerabi. And each one is only saying it according to his opinion. And if you would paskin like Rabbi, Rav would agree to Shmuel. I say even according to Rabbi. Ad kan lo ka'amar Rabbi, hatam elav de bistama lo kebila lenetiruta. Rabbi is just saying that without saying specifically, I accept responsibility, I'm not accepting responsibility. Aval hacha ha kabil alenetiruta. We were talking about hamafkid perot. The guy said, I'm giving, it's not, they didn't say I put it in your courtyard. I said, Paul, would you watch my perot for me? Everybody agrees that now that I gave it to Paul, so therefore it's like Paul. Vishmuel Amar, Ana da Amri afilu l'Rabanan. I say even like the Chachamim. Ad kan lo ka'amri Rabanan hatam ela denicha le'inish deneikum tore virshute de Baal Hatzer. Di'i mazikle lo mechayev. Aval hacha minicha le'inish. The leikum perot birshute de chavre. Shmuel says, when I put something in your courtyard, I'm happy for you to take responsibility. Of course, if
There's nothing to lose.
1 second.
What to lose? Nothing to gain.
The Chachamim who argue with Rabbi say, I'm happy for you to be responsible for it, but that doesn't mean I want it to be limited by your tehum. Even if I want you to be responsible, that's great. More responsibility, better for me. We'll see why in a minute in Rashi. But that I can't take it where I want to go. Why? Rashi. Over here I say even according to Rabbi. The ilu Rabbi lo palik ela lo pirish. Rabbi's only arguing when you didn't specify. Ela ul stam. The guy says bring it in. Amar lay. That's what he told him. Rabbi ul v'tintarat. You can bring it in, but you're responsible. Aval mafkid perot hacha. Over here, the guy that gave the perot, now we're not talking where it's questionable who took responsibility. The person that you're depositing by said, yes, I'll watch it for you. Will you watch it? Yes, I'll watch it. Will you be responsible? Yes. Sign over here by the.
Where do I have to go with responsibility?
That's what we're talking about.
No, it should be like whoever has the right to take it, that's the one that has to home.
They didn't discuss it.
There's nothing to discuss. If the mafkid can tell me no, you can't take it now. That's right. The mafkid.
There's no such thing. How could I put your thing? Was it like the bank that's closed?
No, not closed. Now, if he cannot move my goods, means that you don't have to. The tehum is right here. If I have the right to my goods, should be my tehum. Who has the right for the goods to move?
That's a good question. Vishmuel, that's a good question. Vishmuel Amar Ana de Amri Baha Afilu Lirabanan. I say even according to the Chachamim who say he accepts the responsibility. Ad kan lo ka'amri Rabbanan hatam yekaymi b'reshut ba'ala hatzer. Why do the Chachamim say that when you put it in the hatzer, it's in the reshut of the ba'ala hatzer, he's responsible? Ela lenyan shmira. Tikivan de svira lahu, because they hold the mistama uve interlecha ka'amar. Really, the mahloket is what the guy says come in. What does he really mean? Chachamim say bring it in, and I'll watch it. Right. So once you have the guy accepting, being willing to take responsibility, there's no question that the depositor is happy that he's taking responsibility. It's to his benefit, right? Kol sheken de ba'alash.
Responsible for certain things.
Am I accepting to be a shomer chinam?
There is responsibility.
I didn't say, Jack, will you watch it? I said, Jack, can I put it in your yard? Tfadal. I'm not shomer chinam. Who says you want to be a shomer chinam? What is it? It doesn't cost me anything.
Storage.
Once you told him, yes, it's okay.
I got to watch it too.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch it.
So don't bring it in. And let's tell him it's not my responsibility.
Right. Well, do I have to say that or not? That's the question. Right? Koshken de Baal Ashur meinach nichalei. But certainly, if the Baal Hatzir is willing to take responsibility, the Baal Ashur is happy. The Muki Shoro Birshuto de Baal Hatzir l'Shomro. Better the Imazi Kai Shor le Baal Hatzir. If my shor damages the Baal Hatzir, lo mechayev alei. Now I'm not responsible. You were supposed to be watching it. Aval hacha le'inyan tchumin. Over here, with regards to tchumin, minicha. Even if I want you to be responsible, doesn't mean I want your tehum. So therefore, it's not related. Tanan, look in the Mishnah. Mishnah Gemara. Ve'em eirev hu perotav kamohu. Right? If I made an eruv, the perot are like me. Now, obviously, the perot will by someone's house. Right? So it was mufkad by somebody else. The im irav who, if I make an eruv, the perot are like me. So that's like Shmuel. Yeah, the owner. No. But Al Mishnah, my perot are in the other town, a tuchum away. Right? We said they can't bring it. But if I made an eruv, it clicks into my tichum. But it's by someone else's house. You see that it doesn't go by the person whose house it's in. It goes by the owner. That's like Shmuel, not like Rav.
Maybe that's when you don't have mafkid.
Where is it?
By someone. Maybe
How is
my warehouse?
Okay. The Amar keragle mi shehifkido etzlo. If you say like Rav, that's like the people that are watching it. Ki erevu. Even though I made an eruv, might have it. What's the difference? Rashi. Tenan. Says the Gemara, Amar Rav Huna says, Amri Beirav. They say in yeshiva, Kigon shehedlo keren zavit. I didn't give it to you and you're putting it where you want. You gave me a corner. That's like you said, Moshe. It's like my warehouse. You're not so responsible for it. You put it aside. You put it on the side. This is your spot. Do what you want of it. Like that. then it's going to take my
You're
tikkun.
not responsible.
So
You're not
storage
responsible.
clean. I'm not sure. I'm gonna pick up.
Even if Moshe is taking responsibility, but because she lo keren zavid to ushle beita, he lent him his house. Hilkach the reshut hamafkid him. It's still in the reshut of the mafkid. Aval hacha the mishachan shomer, when the shomer pulled him, the kibel alav shmiratan. It sounds like no, he was not a shomer, and he accepted the shmirah. Harein kiraglav, they become like the
So
shomer.
it's not his reshut, you give him separate place, Yani? Once you put it in separate location, it's not his place.
Right, he's not responsible for it. Okay.
It becomes like Rav of the Shomer.
Yani. Or the Bali.
We said if I make an eruv, it's I mean Rav would say that if he was Moshe and he took responsibility, it's like the aglaim of the shomer. Yes. Says Gemara Tashima, another case. Mi shezimen etzlo orchi. If I invite a guest, lo yolichu biadam manot. Elaim ken zika lahem manotehem erev yom tov. Unless he was mazaka to them from before. V'i amar. But if you say that the guy watching it, it's his tichum, right? Right? So what's going to help? So now it's yours, right? You're coming over tomorrow, Jackie, from Eretz Tichum. I picked up the salamis and I was Nazaka to you. That's what's in the doggy bags. There's big salamis in the doggy bags, right? But now who's watching your salami? Me. So if God did flee, who's responsible? Me.
You're responsible. It's yours, isn't it?
No, now it's Jackie's.
But you're watching.
I gave it to Moshe, and Moshe picked it up. He said, "This belongs to Jackie."
I picked it like gift.
That's
Belongs
Moshe.
to him.
It belongs to him.
Then the guy said, "Oh, give it to me." It's
Still in
mine.
my house.
He could,
You give it to
if
him.
he has. If
Without
Paul
him
and
knowing.
Sully come and testify.
Can't
Let's
blame
say,
it.
I get into a fight with Jackie as he comes over. He's not getting the doggy
Give me my
bag.
food.
Not giving him the doggy bag. Paul and Sully can take him with Paul and Sully. Take him to Medina and get his doggy bag.
Oh, it was a kid, I think.
It's not full beach.
אלא אם כן, ואי אמר כרגלי משקף, כי זיקה להם על ידי אחר מה יהווה, says Rashi, אלא אם כן זיקה, וכי זיקה, but because I was מזעקם, היא המוליכים, והרי בידו הופקדו לאחר זכייה, after I was מזעקת, the jacket still by me, ושמע מינה, so we see, כרגלי המפקיד הן, it's like the person who deposited, and the depositor is Jackie, even though he's not there, but technically it's on his behalf. Says the Gemara, Hachinami, the same thing here. Kivan shezika lahem al yedei acher. If I was zakir with somebody else, kemi sheyeched lo keren zavit ami. It's more like yeched lahem keren zavit. It's waiting for him to come pick it up. Then the Gemara says, v'i ba'itema zachashani. Why Rashi? Zachashani. I don't even understand why there's a different answer. שהרי כל עצמו לא עשה אלא להוציא משביתתו לעמידו בשביתת שלהם וברשותם. Why am I mezakir from before Yom Tov? Because I want him to take it home. How could you say it's like my techum? There's not even a havamina that it should be mine. In the case of a regular shomer, maybe I want it by me, maybe I want it by him. But over here, the whole point of this whole exercise was so that he could take it home. So obviously, even if it's standard you want it, over here, I want it to be with his techum. Rav Chana bar Hanilai, Tala Bisra be'ivra dedasha. Look in Rashi. Tala Bisra be'ivra dedasha. Be'bet ushpizichne, in the house of his host. Shenatnu lo tabhe ha'ir mibe'od yom. The butchers of the town gave him a piece of meat on Erev Yom Tov. Vehu haya ben ir acher. He lived in a different town. Sheme'arvim lahem she'irev lo lavo lekan. Right, that they made an eruv to come here. So he was there Erev Yom Tov. He's going back at night. He's going back in the morning. Right. So they gave him. He went to the butcher. They gave him a piece of meat. He went back to where he was staying. They hung it on behind the back of the door. Right. They hung it on the back of the door. Now he went to Rav. He's, can I take you home? We went to Rav Huna. Can I take you home? Right? So he
It's
told
his meat, no?
what?
It's his meat.
Now it's mine. All right, that's mine. So he
It's his meat
says,
from Erev Yom Tov.
excellent.
It wasn't his from the-
It was no
It is.
Erev Yom Tov. Rashi says Erev Yom Tov.
It is. It's
That's
his.
the question.
That's Amar. Let's see. Ata lekamed Ravuna. Amar le. He told him, "Iat talit. If you hung it, zil shakil take it. V'inhu talulach. If they hung it for you, lo tishkol, don't take it." That's what. We'll see. The Gemara doesn't understand it. We have a long discussion.
But they hung it for
Amar
him.
le. Rashi. Amar le. Im at talit zil shkol. V'inhu talulach letzorchach lo tishkol holicha liircha. Ulkame mefaresh ta'ama ve'azir. Says the Gemara, "V'inhu tala, ihu tala mi shakil." If he hung it, can he take it?
Who, the valet?
No, here Rav Chana himself. The Harav Rav Huna Talmid the Rav Haber. Rav Huna is a student of Rav. The Amar Rav kirag lemi shehefkido etzlo. So he went home. He hung it in their house, right? So he's mafkid by them.
His or the mafkid?
It's his, but I'm
Why is
mafkid.
it mafkid?
I'm putting it in their house. It's their house. I'm
But he
mafkid by
I'm
them.
staying in the hotel. What do you want?
I'm
from
staying
me?
in the hotel. I'm staying by them. No, he's
owns the
going
meat?
home. This meat is going home.
Who owns
It's
the
for
meat?
tomorrow.
I do. When I put something in your house, who owns it? Me. But it's in your house. Rav says it becomes like you. So now he's asking, how can Rav Chana take it? He hung it up in their house. He put it by them. It become like them, according to Rav.
I tried to go against what we said before the doggy bag. What you said.
The doggy bag, I was
Is that
Mizaki over here. It's not Mizaki. I gave it to them. It's mine.
But it's for me, not for them. I'm not as a kid.
I gave it to them.
For myself.
I gave it to them to watch for me, right?
For me to do this at home.
I don't know what I gave it
For me.
to. I gave it to them to watch. I give it to them to watch before Yom Tov becomes like this. So the Gemara says, "Shani ivra dedasha the kemishi yechelo keren zavit dami." When you put it on the back of the door, that's a place where it's ready to go. It's like miyached lo keren zavit. Okay, and Rav agrees miyached lo keren zavit. All right, or zikah, it's not going in the tehum of misha hifkido etzlo. Rashi shani ivra dedasha kilomar shani hacha detalinu ihu gufe. I myself hung it beivra dedasha. The ham lo kibluhu miyado. They didn't even take it. L'shomro de kemishi helo keren zavidam. It's like you designated a place.
If this meat got stolen, who's responsible?
What?
If this meat got stolen, who's responsible?
I don't know. I think it makes a difference. Amar le Rav Hillel le Rav Ashi. So they're now much later. They're discussing the case. Amar le Rav Hillel le Rav Ashi. V'inhu talu le lo shakil. So right now we're understanding that that if he hangs it, it's like yichid lo keren zavit. If he gave it to them, he was mafkided by them. It was mafkided by them. Rav holds kimi kiragle misha hifkido etzlo, and that's why Rav Huna told him not to take it. Amalei Rav Hillel Rav Ashi v'inhu talu le. If they hung it for him, lo shakil, he can't take it home. V'ha'amar Shmuel shol shefatam hareo kiragle kol adam. It's like everybody's feet.
What is that? Why is it the same thing?
Alma kivan de ukme b'machshavto b'reshut kol mi sheyeknehu, because I put it from my mind in the reshut whoever is going to buy it. Mutara koneh lo lichol l'mkomo v'achanami ha b'reshut ukme b'machshavto b'reshut kol mi sheyikahen.
So it doesn't have an issue. So somebody states it.
I don't even know what Rashi means there. I mean, he was planning on taking it home. That should be enough, but okay. The Gemara asked another question. Amalei Ravina le Ravashi. Ravina asked Ravashi. If they hung it for him, lo shakil, he can't take it. The ha'amar Rabba Barbachana Amar Rabbi Yochanan halacha kirabidosa. That if you have one shepherd in town, even though you didn't give it to him to Yom Tov, it's given that you're giving it to him. He wanted to take it home. Rashi, halacha kirabidosa, the amar hareo kiragle haroe, alma kivan de en roe ba'ir elahu, va'anan sahade, we know, the kol mi sheyesh lo behema da'ato sheteh kiraglav, amrina bat re'azla, v'koshken hacha, the ukmuha behedya birshute, the butchers gave it to him. or the hoe. They hung it for him. Amar le Rav Ashi, le Rav Kahana. Rav Ashi himself asked Rav Kahana, his Rabbi, if they hung it for him, lo shakil v'hatenan habehema v'hakelim kiragle habe'alim. What is that, Mishnah? Zayin, which case is that? Yeah, the behema belongs to the owner, even though Zayin Amud Aleph.
He's really good.
I don't know exactly why that's Kiragleh be'alim Rashi. The kivan de letzorcho telau sham havale ihu be'alim. Elas, the Gemara says like this: Shani Rav Chana bar Chanilai, the Gavra Rabahu. He's a
Big rabbi.
He's big masmid.
Big rabbi.
V'tarid b'shma'ateh, and he's busy learning all the time. V'hachi ka'amar lei. Rav Huna told him it wasn't a psak. It was a personal hanhaga. I'at talit, if you hung it, it l'chasiman begaveh. You know the right one. Ve'lo maschat da'atach mineh. You didn't take your mind of it. Zil shku. V'inu talilach. If they hung it for you, maschat da'atach. You took your mind off of it. Ve'lo tishkol. You can't take it. Why? Rashi. V'hachi ka'amar lei. Elashani before that. Elashani Rav Hana bar Chanilai. V'ta'ama lav mishum tchumim. Does not do tchumim. Ela Rav Huna the orile hachi talmide de Rav. He's a student of Rav. Rav Amar b'shchitat chulin basar kivan shenetale min ha'ayin asur. Basar that you weren't watching is asur. Va'afilu talui biyatet bebet Yisrael. Even if it's hanging in your house, because we're afraid maybe the birds change them. But Rav Hana, agav tirda dishmate, because he was learning, mashakeach she'aras hakav, he forgot what's going on. He forgets everything. V'hachi ka'amar le Rav Huna. I'at talit, if you hung it, midi da'avid inish biyadeh. This is, at least he's a good type of forgetful masmid. If you did it yourself, lo minchi, you wouldn't forget, lo masach da'ate. V'inu talulach, but if you gave it to them to hang it, ata lo hayad da'atcha lekach. They're not careful in your stuff. They took their mind off, and you didn't have your mind. They didn't lotishko.
Nothing have to do with
What is that?
What? Has nothing to do. It's teenage treifa.
It's a din of Bazar
We thought that's what it had to do with. It has nothing to do with that. It had to do with them. It could have been on a Tuesday.
You should tell him it's not kosher.
That's what he says. Yeah, that's what he meant.
You can't take it today.
Lo tishkol and don't nothing.
not because of Tehumim.
How do you see that in the Gemara?
That's how Rashi's learning.
Lo tishkol. Tell him it's not kosher. It's nevela. Wait, tell him lo tishkol.
That's what he means.
Okay, I'm sure that's what it says. Question is, how does it work with the Gemara?
Sure.
If it wasn't wheat, if it was grapes, so how would he?
Some say they might have switched, and maybe it's theirs, and you're taking something that has isut home. That's maybe that's what Rabbeinu Hanan says.
Yeah, that's easy.
And mashkin v'shohatim et hamidbariyot. You can't give a drink.
You say maybe you didn't do kinyan, it's not yours.
No, he made a kinyan.
No, if you're not, they put on the door. How is that kinyan?
Because they gave first. He brought it home. He gave it to them when he picked it up from the guys. And mashkin v'shohatim et hamidbariyot. You can't give to drink and then shecht the animals that live in the desert. Aval mashkin v'shohatim et habaytiyot. But you can give drink and then shecht the animals that live in the house. Elu hen baytiyot. What are considered house animals? They don't live in your house. Halanot ba'ir. They come in at night to the city. Midbariyot, the desert animals. Halanot ba'efer. The ones that they sleep out in the field. Rashi. Since they stay out of town, you didn't have them in mind, they're muktzeh. Why does it say that you give them to drink? The main thing is the shechita. Why do you have to say that? Milta agavurcha kamash malan. The lishki inish behemto v'hadar lishchot. It's good to give your animal to drink and then shecht. Mishum sircha de mashcha. That's easier to skin. Rashi, Milta agav urcha, the Tana havel, the Tana. The havel ele oruye, the behemot, mi muteret umi asara. Nakat urche belishna, he mentioned it in a way, the mashma min milta, chadete, something new b'derech eretz. Mishum sircha de mashcha, shetehe nocha lahavshit. It's easier to skin it. Shehu nidbak beyoter midai babasar. Otherwise, it gets too stuck to the flesh.
Why don't we say mezonotav alav? No?
What?
You know, it's not
We already had that l'chura before. But it is behemot ay my mezonot. I have to take
it's
care of it.
outside. It's not yours.
When they come back in,
They're my animals. If they're here, I gotta take care of them. Tanu Rabbanan, Eluhen midbariot. These are the midbariot. The Eluhen baitiot. Midbariot, kol shiyotzot bepesach, veroot befer, v'nechnesot bervi'ah rishona. The whole summertime they're out. They come back when it starts to rain.
Wow.
Those are midbariot. The Eluhen baitiot, kol shiyotzot veroot chutz latchum. They go graze at the tehum. Ubaot velano betoch hatchum. Every night they come back into the tehum.
These first animals are gone for 6 months.
More.
It's yours.
What? You have a shepherd. ונכנסו ליישוב ברביעה במר חשוון. Rabbi Omer.
6 months.
How do you remember skew numbers?
You tag them.
How do you remember skew numbers? It's your business. It's your business, right? Rabbi Omer. Otherwise, everything looks the same. Everything smells the same. Everything looks the same.
You could brand an animal. It's a moon, no?
Brand or not brand? It
I'm asking
doesn't make a
questions.
difference. I don't know. I have no idea. Rabbi Omer. Elu ve'elu baitiyot hen. All dogs look the same to you, more or less. You can't tell the difference, right?
No, but
only
they
tell the
run
difference
down.
if it's like a big, small, brown, black. Otherwise, it's all the same. Right?
You can tell cow apart.
Sheep or cow?
If you lived on a farm, you'd be able to tell the cow apart.
If you talk to, talk to every day.
You'll have them for it.
You have 100 cows, you can know the difference.
Yeah, all the diamonds look the same.
They die by the day.
All the
They
diamonds
come
look
in
the
the
same.
house, they come out of the house, they're in packages already. I know, but I'm saying you have 100. How many?
Ela,
Chinese.
Ela, Elohed, Midbariot. Rabbi says, Rabbi Omer, Elu ve'elu baitiyot. The ones that come in the winter also baitiyot. Ela, Elohe Midbariot, the Midbariot, kol shiotzot ve'ro'ot ba'efer. They go out. Ve'en nechnasot liyishuv, lo bimot ha'chama v'lo mo'in. They don't come in. You have them out of town. Says the Gemara, Umi'it le Rabbi Muktzeh. Does Rabbi believe in Muktzeh? Veha ba'amine Rabbi Shimon bar Rabbi mi Rabbi. Rabbi Shimon bar Rabbi es Rabbi. Patzile tamra le Rabbi Shimon mahu Rashi. Patzile tamra timarim she'en mitbashelot ba'ilan le'olam. There's a certain type of day that on the tree they don't get ripened. They godrim otam meha'ilan. You take them off the tree. Ve'osim lahem chotlot. They make them baskets. Right? Hen kli kapot temarim. It's keli made from lulav. V'konsin otan letocham. You put them in there, umitbashlot, and that's how they ripen. Ma'u le'echol mehem b'yom tov. Ki eat them on yom tov. Are they muktzeh or not? According to Rabbi Shimon. According to the Yehuda, of course they're muktzeh. Right? Till they got ripened. Amar lei. So kandireh he's eating them before they ripen. So he says, Amar lei en muktzeh l'Rabbi Shimon ela grogro v'tzimukim b'lvad. What's muktzeh according to Rabbi Shimon is only grogro v'tzimukim Rashi. Shehen mitchila reuyim la'achila. In the beginning, you were able to eat it. V'hu dacha otam biyadayim. When you put them up to dry, you made it not ra'u. Laha'alotam liyabesham v'shuv enam reuyim ad sheyibashu. Aval elu lo dacha otam biyadayim. I didn't push them out. They weren't ra'u from the beginning. The whole exercise is to make them better, meaning they were edible, but they weren't good. And they're getting better and better and better, right? So it's not right, but it's okay, right? So I since I never made it worse, it doesn't become muktzeh according to Rabbi Shimon. According to Rabbi Shimon, I have to take it from good and make it bad. Over here, you didn't do that. It was bad. It's a process of making it better.
It's like you have a hard avocado. It's not mixed.
Exactly. Hard avocados. Excellent. ושוב אין הם ראויים עד שיבשו, אבל אלו לא דחה בידיים, ואיכא דאכיל מנהל. People eat it like this. כסל כדאיתא מדפריש למילתא דרבי שמעון. If he's explaining him Rabbi Shimon, Alma כרבי שמעון סבירה ליה. So he says, I could answer you, Hani nami kegrogor v'tzimukim dam. Right? These animals, when you sent them out, it's like grogor v'tzimukim, because you made add the tehum. Rashi. Ibaitei mahani midbariot she'en nechnaso klal kegrogor v'tzimukim damyan. She'amakze otam me'etzlo biyadam. I sent them out.
How are you makze otam if you never nechnasot? How are you makze otam?
When I sent them out,
they were never in. They'll never go in.
No, you sent them out. You bought it and you sent it out.
So they did come in.
But when you bought it, you had it and then you sent it. Right? There's another way to answer, meaning when Rabbi said Elohim Midbariyot, he's saying, I don't hold the muktzah. I hold like Rabbi Shimon. But in your world of muktzah, I don't think this should be muktzah.
Where does it say that you sent them out?
What?
That's it. That's the norm.
Yotzot.
They go by themselves.
1 second. If they yotzot, they had to be inside, right?
Yeah.
So somebody sent them out, right? So that's
Somebody
the
opened the
dechino
gate.
biyadai.
Somebody opened the gate and they walked out. Okay.
Moshe is claiming maybe they started off outside. It says they
why
were
not?
yotzot.
You can buy them outside. But you made
It doesn't
outside.
say that, Jack. It says they were yotzot. You could. That's where Moshe is coming from. I didn't say it's, but the Braita says they were yotzot.
You didn't take them out.
Obviously, I sent them with my shepherd.
That's
He
obvious.
changed his opinion.
I changed my opinion.
Ela leditchu.
Let's just see what was it.
Ela leditchu. Oh, but according to you, that Yehod of Muktzeh, Odu Limiyat, Echad Yotzo Verot Be'efer, V'nochro Be'pesach, Be'oyat, the Baitiyot. Agree to me? Okay. We'll finish it by the sea.
Harish.
No.
Amen. 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 Yes. Yes.
Amen. Elana. Amen.
My schedule tomorrow night.
Amen. 8 o'clock, Arbi. 8 o'clock, Arbi.
Okay.
8 o'clock, Arbi. Siyum to follow.
Okay,
Mazel tov.
thank you, Rabbi. Hazak Baruch.
Come do. Pleasure. Good to see you.
Rabbi, thank you.
Followed by Siyum, followed by Daf.
No.
That's before.